Welcome to On the Move with Nan and Cam. Happy Thursday, y'all. We hope y'all are doing great. Cam's just hitting her hand on the side of the table to start the interview. Whatever. We're here with Molly Johnson, and we're very excited to have her. She is an event director here at Sports Backers, and the reason we have her on today, most importanly, she is the mind behind the execution.
That's too much credit.
CarMax Tacky Light Run. She is the event director of the CarMax Tacky Light Run, which we just had on Saturday, and it was fabulous. Wonderful. We were just full of holiday merriment and cheer. You heard from Tara Crone last week, and she was on talking about decorating her house. We got to see her in person. She was one of the overall tackiest finalists. And we were able to give her sign, meet her. So that was really fun. Her family was outside. So just a great kickoff to the day. And they're awesome. And we saw so many other great things on the course. So we just thought, what better way to wrap that up than to have Molly here to discuss all things tacky with us. So we're very happy to have you, Molly. You've been at Sports Backers now for 10 years.
I know, it's a long time. It's a long time.
Tell us a little bit about your background and then what you do at Sports Backers and then what you do for the Tacky Light Run.
Yeah, well, my background's pretty boring because this is the only place I've ever worked. So.
I feel that hard.
Yeah. You're like, that's to be all the way.
So I don't have like a long backstory, but I did go, I started here as an intern in between my junior and senior years at Virginia Tech. Nan and I always kind of laugh because we were both two of the interns that I applied twice. I don't remember if you applied 2 or 3 times, but
I can't remember if it was 2 or 3. But
I've been rejected.
Yeah,
the first time
rejected crew in here.
Didn't even get a rejection. Just got ignored. Like no response whatsoever.
Look at you now.
Yeah, look at us now.
Poster child for persistence.
For trying.
Yeah. I feel like if I remember, I think my mom like basically told me the second time around, I was like not going to apply for the internship. I was like, my mom, like they didn't even respond to me last summer. Like I'm not going to have the required skills.
We can only take so much.
For the internship. And she was like, just do it. So I'm pretty sure I have my mom to thank for working here.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
So I, like I said, interned between my junior and senior years, and then started working here full time right after my senior year of college. And I have been here since then. I'm still kind of convinced that I might still be an intern, and they just like haven't told me to leave yet.
Nah, you handle real stuff.
So she's got the real stuff down. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my backstory. Is I started a week after graduating college, and I haven't left. So
love that.
Basically,
What a story.
We're so happy to have you. Just be part of that SB family for so long, and hope you never leave.
Yeah, you did ask me. Yeah, your second question was about what I do here, right?
Yes. So you are is event director your official title?
Yes. Yeah. So I am an event director for a number of events throughout the year. A lot of summer events.
So you are the event director for the CarMax Tacky Light Run. And when did you take over that?
Oh, that's a great question.
Or how many years?
How many years? I know. I think probably 7 or 8. I think 7 years officially, probably now that we've had this one. Because when I was not the original event director for this race, I believe Megan Schultz was the event director for 2 years, and then Megan Keogh was the director for either 1 or 2 years. So I took it over from Megan Keogh. So this means it was either 6 or 7 years.
Okay.
I can't remember. Okay. After about year 3, I kind of forget.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about being 11.
The majority of time.
I would say I'm the longest running Tacky Light Run.
Okay.
Love that.
When we were talking about it being 11 years, I was like, it makes me feel like a dinosaur to be like, oh, I was here for all of it.
I know. Well, you and I were saying we started the year of the first Tacky Light Run. So we've been there since its inception.
Picture on my desk of Molly and I looking real young at the photo shoot where we had on my mother-in-law's tacky sweaters that she so graciously donated to the whole staff. Yeah. It's just a collection of my mother-in-law's sweaters. Shout out to her. We're still wearing them today. But yeah, picture from the photo shoot. So it's very fun. I always like this event because it's something that we've gotten to see from the very beginning to now. It was Cameron's first one. So I did want to check in with you, see what you thought. Because now you've seen the full scope of all the events. So this is your last one in your portfolio here. And you had you had another special thing because you got to run with your run club and the Twilight Kids 1 miler. But what was your overall impressions, thoughts on the CarMax Tacky Light Run?
I loved it. Well, because Christmas is my favorite holiday.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, wow, I love these lights. But I think getting to be with my kids like at the end, or like, because I've been with them since the first week of October.
Mm-hmm.
And so getting to be with them and like actually do the race that we've been practicing for the whole time was like my favorite part, which not everybody got to experience, obviously, but I think that was just my favorite part, getting them out there and like running with them and then having them get their medal and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Like that was super fun. But other than that, the freaking inflatables, love them. And I really like them because they're not just plain inflatables. Like we go all grandma out. Getting run over by a reindeer. We got barbecue
steamroll.
Steamroll grandma. We got a frosty playing the sax. Like I love that. I like that I had so much like personality and character to it. And also I got my best friend and her family to do it, and this was their first race ever, and they loved it. So they'll be back next year and years to come. So it was I feel like for them it was a great first race experience too.
Oh yeah.
To actually do it and like see those crazy freaking houses out on the course. Oh my gosh, yeah. Which I also got to see with them. We rode around the Thursday before, and as soon as we turned that corner, I was like, wow, look at these lights. And they were like, we've seen this for
it was so fun
years.
to take Cam out, because we were like, Nan and I, we've been doing this for so long now that we're like, not that we're not always surprised and amazed by the lights, but we at least kind of know what to expect.
You know where to look.
Yeah, we know where to look.
Yeah.
And just seeing Cam's joy was like
I was 6 years old. Great. Like, look at this.
It was like every house had a comment. She was like, wow, look at that Christmas tree.
Right. And you're like, that one has a Christmas tree too. Yeah. Like, yeah. It was
We're
great.
like, we
shout out
love,
to Walton Park.
Yeah, shout out.
Love those guys.
Yeah. She was also dressed up like Santa. We go out on Thursday to judge lights. She was also dressed like Santa from her run club. So I'm like, what else?
Ready.
What a treat for us, really. What else do you want? Just like coming in that car and bringing the hype.
Yeah. So, I brought my own little hot chocolate. I was ready.
Had to do a Walmart run dressed as Santa afterwards.
Yeah.
So
it was great.
Mother Christmas.
Again, love this holiday. Again, Walton Park, I might be looking for a house there just because you guys just did great. So shout out to y'all.
Yeah, Tara said she's not selling to you. So
yeah, no,
sorry about that.
She's not selling her house, so which is fine. Her
not
house
happening.
Is great. It's okay.
I want to know what kind of storage they're working with in Walton Park. It's gotta be impressive.
It's wild. Yeah, there is. We would drove around. This is a side note that's not Walton Park. We drove around and looked at tacky light houses last night. We do this. I'm a psycho. I like to make my husband do this like several times during the holiday season.
You only get like a 3-week window to do it. You gotta do it.
Makes me so happy. But there's somebody, if you're in the north side Bellevue area, there's somebody off of Fauquier that has like on that side street, when you go in to Fauquier through the arch, you like take a left on that side street. They have what we lovingly refer to at our house as Big Santa. And I mean, it's like, it looks like Santa. It's plastic. And it's not a blow up. It's plastic. And he is, I mean, like 40 feet tall. I'm terrible at guessing heights. So, that's probably really inaccurate. No, it's huge. It's just as tall as their house. Yes.
Because that's not a blow up.
It's hard. No, that is a blow up.
Yeah, for us.
It has like a structure though, right?
No, he's
totally
that guy comes fully crumpled in a pallet. Yeah.
No, but this thing is like hard plastic. And last night we drove by it and I was like,
what are you doing?
Where are y'all putting
this guy just kicking in the backyard the other 11 months of the year. So if you own Big Santa and you're listening to this podcast, you let me know.
Yeah, let us know.
I'm going to come do a full investigative report. So we just have lots of questions to ask you about the CarMax Tacky Light Run. So we're going to dive right in.
Let's hear it.
Yeah. So first question is, we always like to ask, what's the timeline of the event? So when do you start working on Tacky Light Run?
I'd say unofficially, probably this is there's a multi-tier answer for this.
Okay.
Registration, we kick off every year in July. With
Christmas in July.
Which is something, I think we started doing that the first year, and that is where we open registration for a short period of time at our lowest price point. So it's just a fun way to get people excited about the race. In previous years, what we have done is we've had registration open for a little bit of time, closed it, and then reopened in October. This year, we just kept it open after Christmas in July. So really, in order to start planning for that, we start thinking about Tacky Light Run in like June, end of May. So a long time from the race.
Yeah.
And it's always very hard to talk about Tacky Light Run when you're sweating in the summer in July.
It is. Yeah.
But really, we do kind of start thinking about that early. It does, like a lot of our other later events, takes a little bit of a pause during marathon season. So November is a challenge for anything other than the marathon. And then we really hit it hard.
Full force after that.
No breaks.
It really is kind of like that. Because we just don't have the bandwidth to manage, to keep planning for it through the marathon, because myself and everybody else are both at full capacity with the marathon. So then I do hit it very hard, like right after the marathon, which is always fun when Thanksgiving is thrown in there too.
Yeah.
So there's for sure other planning that happens, obviously in between July and November, but I would say the bulk of the planning for this race really does happen like late October to December.
I feel like once we snowball, if you will, seasonally appropriate, into those holidays, like we hit the Halloween, then it just takes off.
It does.
So I
it
do
really
feel
does.
like before that, we always talk about
Halloween to like Tacky Light Run.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, we always talk about how people like maybe aren't paying attention to it before then, and I do feel like once that Halloween comes, you're like, we're gonna blink.
Yeah, I walked into Lowe's, my neighborhood Lowe's, on Halloween, like right around then, and it was already full Christmas, and I was like, oh god, here we go.
Get ready. That's Mariah Carey.
And
we're ready.
And I was already like, oh man, I'm behind already, and it's October. So so it really, we start pretty early.
Yeah.
But really full force.
As you should.
Once Lowe's brings out the inflatables, we know we gotta get it going.
What does it look like once you are starting that? Like, one of the things I like hearing about this event is because we obviously have talked about what a huge partner Walton Park is. What does your coordination with the neighborhood look like?
Yeah, well, that part has actually gotten a lot easier over the years since this has become an event that we've been putting on for so long. But I have a number of really good contacts in the neighborhood, most notably our girl Virginia Gowen.
We love you, Virginia.
Shout out to her.
She I believe was one of the neighborhood association presidents when this event was created. So again, I wasn't in the director role at the very beginning, but Virginia has been working with us really since this event has been in Walton Park. So she and I get together a number of times throughout the year and just talk about, dates, upcoming changes, traffic changes, anything like that would really affect the neighborhood. And honestly, it's gotten so smooth over the past couple of years because Walton Park has really embraced this race with the most open arms, which is incredible. I don't think that's really something that I think is unique to this race. We don't get that in other races. Most people are trying to kick us off of their street. Walton Park is campaigning to have the race come down their street. So honestly, it just makes my job so much easier in that respect, is I don't feel like I have to work that much harder to get Walton Park to really embrace the race. So Virginia does a great job of kind of being our liaison between the neighborhood, making sure that they feel like their needs are heard or taken care of, and then obviously making sure that we have what we need to. So we work with the neighborhood. I usually meet with Virginia sometime in the late summer and then a couple times leading up to the race. Usually I go to a neighborhood association meeting too. So we're in contact with the neighborhood a decent amount because again they're the whole course of the race, so they got to we want to make sure they're as taken care of as they can be.
I do want to give an honorable mention shout out to that whoever is on the board there at Walton Park in the neighborhood with the WP in the neighborhood.
Oh, it was so good.
In Holly Park. They're in Holly Park, and they have the WP
guys with the WP. I really liked it.
Yeah, the Walton Park Neighborhood Association, their social calendar pops off in general because I've noticed when we were out there on Monday, they had the message board for the neighborhood, or the little welcome sign said Tacky Light Run.
Wow.
Up until I assume someone went and changed it on Sunday, because when we were there breaking down on Monday, they already had a new message up there for the Santa breakfast or something like that. So I was like, you guys, this even when you move to Walton Park, you're gonna have a social calendar that is full.
Please, somebody sell me your house.
They're on Santa's payroll at Walton Park. They're not messing around.
Yeah, and one of the first stories Virginia shared with me this year is her next door neighbors they had new residents that moved into the house right next door to her, and in the contract for their house there was I don't know if it was a clause or something included in there that the buyers knew that CarMax Tacky Light Run was coming down the neighborhood.
Okay. That was a question that we had.
Yeah, so it's literally in people's home buying contracts.
Just to let you know.
Yeah.
So it's intense.
Yeah. Another shout out to a house on the course was the newbies that literally moved in race day
on Dawn Ridge. We see you. We applaud you.
Yes.
We saw your movers that
Wow.
were hurrying to move you in
the front. So cute. Shout out to you guys.
Yeah, it was great.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
Right. Welcome to Tacky Wonderland.
So if you had to guess, so one of the timeline things that I know we have going on that people might not know is that we are literally in the park where what we call the North Pole, where the event starts and stops. We are in the park from Tuesday to Friday. You're probably out there other random times just to, feel one with the park, look around the park.
Mine's Park and I.
Yeah, just BFFs. So if you had to guess, when we get out there, we've got these giant containers that we keep in our warehouse year round that have all of our decorations in them. They get forklifted off the truck for their one time a year where they really shine. If you had to guess, how many spools of lights and how many inflatables
do we
have?
It's a crazy one.
It is. It is. If I knew this question was coming, I would have counted. So I
get your calculus and your algebra ready.
Well, I can tell you. So again, shout out to my neighborhood Lowe's. I went the day before Thanksgiving and bought all the lights there. So I apologize.
Sorry, Lowe's.
In the Stratford Hills area, and you tried to buy lights after Thanksgiving because I bought them literally all. So I purchased, I think, about 65 strands of lights that day alone, and those all went on the course. So that does not even include what we use in Mines Park. So I'd say we're probably pushing, I'd say in the neighborhood of like 200-300 strands, something like that. By the time you include everything that we use to decorate Mines Park, the strands that we use on the course, the structures, the light tunnel, all of our tents, the light tunnel. Honestly, we're probably looking at about 300 strands. And some of we have acquired a real stock of holiday decorations. And every year we always have, like, the first thing that we do on Tuesdays, we bring everything out. And I'm sure, like everybody does when they decorate their house, you test everything because, especially depending on the weather, some things go back there, they come back, and like they just don't work the next year. So we have to replace things every year. But we're always surprised by like the number of decorations that I can still pick out.
Resilient.
That we've had since year one. Inflatables, that's a great question. I don't know. I go nuts on those things every year because they are so fun and they have so much personality. People love them. They love taking pictures by them.
They take up a lot of space.
And they're bright and they make everything look fun.
We got quite a few new ones.
We got a bunch of new ones. Yeah. So I'd say we're probably in the like 50 to 65 inflatables. We got a lot.
What was your favorite new one that you purchased this year?
Oh man, I bought some good new ones this year. I think I got to give it up for the nutcrackers. My two 15
those look beautiful
foot nutcrackers. Giant Santa was a good one as well too. I don't know. I picked some good ones this year.
You did. Pat yourself on the back.
They were cute. But I think my two nutcrackers have to take the cake on that one. And I will share. I think I shared this with you guys when you were there for setup. But I originally had only bought one giant nutcracker because I was trying to be, budget conscious before Thanksgiving. But then we blew it up to test it because I was like, I can't wait. I want to see this guy blown up. So we tested it and I was like, oh my God, this thing is perfect. I love it. And Megan Kia, one of our other event directors, had the brilliant idea to have those be at the start of the Twilight 1 miler. So I was like, all right.
With the snow.
Right. I was like, obviously I need two. Like he needs a pair, right?
The bros.
Yeah. And so I was like, I got to find another one. So I hop on the Lowe's app and they're like sold out online, nowhere to be found in Richmond. So I was like, bummer. Let me at least go get another giant inflatable so that we can have one at each side of the start and then one at the turnaround. So we needed 3 total. And I was like, I'll go buy another big Santa and we'll just have like a mismatched pair. It won't be the look I'm going for, but whatever. We'll deal.
Same height. Tacky.
Yeah. So it's tacky. So I was like, I'm going to go hit my Lowe's again. It sounds like I'm just like, I work for Lowe's.
Subtle plug. Maybe you can sponsor us next season.
Right.
But I was like, okay, let me just go get another giant inflatable. And so I went to my Lowe's and I was like looking at what they had, which at that point it was like December 2nd probably. So like everything's gone. It's sold out. At this point, they've got like containers for when you're packing stuff back out or packing stuff back up. And I was like, bummer. I think they were out of all the inflatables. And I was looking at the ones they had left because at this point it's like floor models only. And I looked and stuck in the back, underneath a rack, weirdly at a weird angle, was that giant nutcracker. And I found this.
He was waiting for you.
He was waiting for me. I found the store clerk who was not pleased with me, and he seemed very annoyed that I asked him to take it down.
Hey.
But I was like, I want that one.
Yeah, it's the holiday season, right?
I was like, I want that nutcracker while you're up there. Give me the other giant Santa too. So, and I mean, it worked beautifully. Yeah. My vision was executed on race day. So
I thought it was beautiful. It was perfect for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just thinking, if we had 300 light strands in my mind, I'm like, what if we plugged them all in? Right. How long would that stretch? Where could we get from what neighborhood to what neighborhood?
Right. Or imagine putting that on one house, all 300 lights.
That's nuts.
I don't know.
They're too big of a pain.
A run for her money.
It might.
I think it would.
They're too big of a pain to take up and put down where I would want to do that post event, but you could hire somebody.
Yeah, you can hire somebody. That's crazy.
We occasionally, in years in the past where it's rained really bad on our inflatables and we have to put them away wet, John Reagan's will blow all of them up in the warehouse at one time.
So that's a creepy vibe.
It is. So they can dry out. And it's both very creepy and also very fun to go see because it's just our warehouse full of inflatables everywhere.
White noise blasting with those fans.
We were very happy that we dodged the rain this year, so we don't have to worry about wet inflatables because they are kind of a pain in the butt when they're wet. But it is always kind of funny to see.
It snowed a little bit, but it wasn't too bad.
We'd put them away by that point in time. So we've had those things. Some of them have really been through. We took a couple out this year. I was like, man, these things are dirty.
Time to retire.
Okay, so the lights question, obviously, I'm sure nobody thought that we used 300 lights. But what's something else that you think people would be surprised to know with the race or the decorations?
Surprised to know.
Maybe how many people ran?
Yeah, I'd say that's a great number. Actually, we had our highest registration number since pre-COVID, which is very exciting. Which as I said in our staff meeting this morning, I like to think is due to our excellent operational skills and planning and marketing.
Yeah, exactly what it was.
I think it had more to do with the weather, but
it was fantastic.
Perfect.
But we can take. I'd say we can take 60% of the credit. The last 40 we'll give to Mother Nature, but we had just over 4,500 registrants this year in the full Tacky Light Run distance, which is huge for us. And it even felt big on race day.
Oh yeah,
it did.
Yeah, and when I looked at the check-in stats, I want to say we had out of 4,500 some odd registrants, we had over 4,000 numbers picked up. So that means only 500 people didn't actually show, which is insane. That's a crazy high. That's a crazy low no-show rate for us.
Yeah.
But we made up for it also with the 1 miler, right?
Yes.
That was 500.
Yeah, with the addition of the Twilight 1 miler, which was such a fun, adorable, great new addition. We did have about 450, I believe, kids out there running, which was honestly so cute.
They left me in the dust.
Oh my God. They're so fast.
They always do.
They've got youth on their side. Don't feel bad about yourself.
It was great. My kids' parents, almost everyone's parents came with them, so they ran with them.
Oh, that's nice.
And at the end, I was like, "You're tired, aren't you?" I was like, "They ran fast, didn't they?" I know. Yeah. I tried to tell them not to, and the parents were just like, I was like, "Yeah, they're pretty fast."
I saw some kid that came with his parents, and they the boy and the dad had obviously left the mom, and they came down to the kids' meeting area where I was, and then the dad was like, "All right, now we got to go wait for mom," and mom was like, "I'm never doing that again."
Yeah, never. I did see a few moms out there with babies, so shout out to y'all.
Yeah,
that was great.
Major shout out.
Yeah, major shout out to them.
We'd have to check with our sponsorship team on this as exactly how many cookies we get from Wegmans too, but I believe it's in the 10,000 number, something like that. It's a lot of cookies.
Those candy canos. Those taste right. That's holiday in a cookie.
That was good. That was really
I'm munching on them still at my house.
Right.
Pumped up that there were some.
We're always nervous about that though, because we have miscalculated that number before. So we would never really want, especially in a holiday themed event, you don't want to be running out of cookies.
No, you don't want to be Grinching. Come on.
Yeah.
Not very giving.
That is actually something you asked me. We're jumping back a number of questions now, but you did ask about when we start planning for this. And the other thing, actually, I think that people would be very surprised about is how early we have to order hats. Those hats go into production very early, and the theme because of the hat design. We need to know the theme for the year very early.
We already know next year's.
We already know next year.
Can't tell you.
Yeah, I'll come back and
we'll
a
hype
couple,
it up maybe in July.
12 months.
12 years.
Yeah, 12 years. Okay.
Yeah.
After I've directed my 37 Tacky Light Run.
She's bought 9,000 lights at that point.
How many themes can we
I don't know.
Christmas. We're just gonna start being trees.
I know.
We're gonna be
we're out.
That's the theme. Christmas tree.
The theme is Santa's favorite elf.
Yeah,
theme is
we've made that
Mrs. Claus's cousin.
Yeah, but because we need to know the theme early so we can pick out the hat design, and we do have to order those hats. I think we order them early July. So
that's wild.
It takes a long time for those to get into production, and then
because nobody's wearing a hat that early.
If you are, that's commitment. You're burning.
Burning up.
But similar, I believe Wegmans also has to put those cookies in production really early. So
that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of teed me up perfectly for this, but what was your favorite part of this year's event? And then what has been your favorite theme over the years?
Favorite part of this year's event, I'd have to say the addition of the Twilight 1 miler. It was such a joy to see those kids out there. They were
brought
so
the right
happy.
energy.
Oh my gosh, the best energy. And just seeing them at the start, ready to run, so excited. The snow, we had 2 snow machines at the start line when we turned those things on, just the cheers that the kids got. It was so cute. I mean, our kids' runs are always the most adorable events. And it was just so fun to see those kids just straight booking it.
Sprint.
Just arms pumping. Yeah.
We weren't even sure if they'd started yet, and then Ashley and I were like, "Oh, they're done.
They're done. They're done. Yeah.
There were kids finishing before my group because most of my kids, all of my kids except for 2, are in the 7 and under group.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so the 2 that were just decided to go with us anyway.
Right.
We were waiting to go to start, and the kids were finishing.
Oh yeah.
I said, "Look."
Wow.
There they
go.
They're done, and we haven't started.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
But they were sprinting. They sure were.
Yeah. No, they bring the right energy. They have so much fun, and just Christmas and the holiday season in general as a kid is the most fun. So to see that energy, and I think for us too, it's a Tacky Light Run is a long day, so to have that burst of energy to kind of pick you up out oh my gosh, we have 3 more hours until this event starts. It's really, I think it was really helpful.
I liked that aspect. Ashley and I both said that it felt like there was more excitement going on. You're used to being in the park kind of waiting for people to slowly make their way down there, but it really kicked things off in a way that felt festive, and because the kids were so jacked up after the run too, the festivity feeling kept happening the whole time after that.
Well, and just all the fun entertainment that some of our staff had booked, having Jonathan the juggler there, Nutsy and Natasha were there. My 2 nephews I know were jazzed to see Nutsy and Natasha.
I mean, that's A-list.
Yeah. I think they got a picture with him and they're he's a celeb in their eyes.
Yeah, on his Christmas suit.
Yeah, they're he exists outside of the diamond.
Yeah, he sure does.
He came up and fully pantomimed to Allison that he needed to buy a hat. And
Allison was $20.
I saw
that. On his one ear.
Yeah. That's cute. That guy knows what's up. Yeah, so I just think the energy and the excitement that they brought was probably my favorite part of this year.
Nice. And then what is your favorite? What's been your favorite theme? I think I know the answer to this, but I'll be curious to see.
I'm now nervous because I feel like I don't remember all the themes. I kind of feel like the theme thing we didn't start at the onset of this event, but it was something where as we started having the hats, as Allison knows and probably is annoyed about me, I like to have a cohesive look to all of my event items. So I want the shirt to coordinate with the medal, to coordinate with whatever other giveaway we're doing.
It's not too much to ask.
Allison always makes fun of me. She said I have champagne taste, but which I do. She's not wrong. But I decided, I think when I started managing this event, that I wanted to have a full Christmas look, wanted to bring the vibes. So I feel like maybe I gotta say I think my first year theme was my favorite, just because it was I think my first year of managing the event, but it was Christmas moose themed.
Christmas.
I have the meese.
We saw some people had some meese on the course this year. We loved them. They were nominated for overall tackiest as well, the meese. But Christmas moose.
Christmas moose was my favorite because I weirdly have a childhood nickname of being of moose. Don't know why. Don't know the origin of that. No one calls me that anymore, but they did in my childhood. So we were Christmas moose for a year. I did learn Christmas moose really reads reindeer. in art. So people just thought it was a reindeer theme, which is fine. We'll give
that's okay.
It's fine.
We know it was Christmas.
Yeah, but it was Christmas. Yeah,
respect
and so
the Mies.
I feel like we have that medal on our like little tree downstairs that Mary Marshall and I have on our desk, and it's just like a little moose with lights on his antlers. It's very cute.
That is cute. I guessed right. That is what I thought you were.
Really?
Okay, yeah.
Yay.
I think that was a year though. I do not believe the hat coordinated with the medal, and I think after that I was like, no, it's time to make it like a full look. You know?
Yeah, Christmas Train was a hit. People loved it.
Oh yeah,
it was the best.
Shout out to Ned.
Shout out to Ned and Kate. They on Holly Park. They had that wonderful selfie stop that I'm sure many of you saw. That was a train that had literally real train sounds.
Yeah,
and steam. I mean,
and like you could put your face in it.
Yeah,
so you look like you were a passenger.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That was so good.
Well, that was great. Now we got to go into our this or that.
The
real
fun.
Yeah. Rapid fire, real question.
Yes. Thank you for joining us and giving us all that great Tacky Light info. And now we want to hear. This is going to be Christmas theme. It's not Christmas theme every time, but Cam and I are Christmas obsessed. We talked about it downstairs. I was like, I want to ask Molly other this or that questions. And then Cam was like, it's the holidays.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Tacky Light runs over, but it's Christmas.
No, let's keep it in the spirit, you know?
Yeah.
Cool. So if for everyone who doesn't know, our holiday potluck is next week.
My favorite day of the year.
Which is apparently, I've never been. It's apparently a great day. I'm excited. But that goes with my first question. Do you like those holiday potluck dishes, like a good hearty dish or dessert, potluck dessert?
I mean, I love a dessert, for sure, but I think on potluck day, I'm going to have to go main dishes but solely because you get so full from the full spread that by the time we get dessert, I'm like, I can't. Give me, I got to go walk around. Right.
Yeah.
Like, let me go walk it off for an hour and then come back. Yeah.
Take home boxes.
So, interestingly enough, just so some backstory for you, the potluck was actually born out of when we used to do the cookie exchange. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, no, the cookie exchange. Cookie exchange was a dark time.
It was
a dark time.
We used to just do a cookie exchange, and you want to talk about feeling like you're hanging on by a thread. I don't know what's wrong with me. I really commit to things like this, and I would literally be like, I'm gonna try everyone's cookie, and then I would be like,
well, and I will say,
I'm gonna have to get my stomach pumped.
I'm gonna die. Yeah. Well, and I will say,
but I'm still at my desk.
I remember the first year I worked here, there was like not really a solid like holiday tradition. So I was like, okay, let's do a cookie exchange. And me and my naivete was like, let's do it at lunchtime, thinking, A, no one would want to like leave their desk. And B, being like, oh, it's lunchtime. Like people eat their lunch and then they'll snack on some cookies. We just all ate like 24 cookies for our lunch. We did it like 2 years in a row. And we're like, we got to switch this up. We all feel like we're going to die.
Yeah.
And so that's where the potluck came from. It was like, well, next year let's do this potluck. And so it's been a long-standing tradition. I think I picked the date. Like in June.
It was.
Tacky Light Run and
yes, I do think about them at the same time, but also because I have made the mistake of waiting too long to schedule on people's calendars, and once you hit October, people's calendars are like booked.
So. You got any certain dishes you're extra excited about?
Like, is there something that someone brings like every year that it's like this is
it varies. Yeah, I don't know if there's like any signatures anymore.
Capito usually always brings mac and cheese, I feel like.
Yeah. I'm always hopeful, and if someone doesn't do it this year, I'm probably going to sign up for it myself, that someone's bringing like a sausage ball. I freaking love those things.
Oh, me too.
With the Bisquick and the cheese.
Yeah.
You know? We don't eat them in my family super often, so I'm like, I love it when someone brings them to a party. It's one of those things, though.
Poppable.
It's like, it's like a pig in a blanket, you know. All of a sudden, I've eaten 4 of them while I'm setting up, and I'm like,
24.
I'm like, whoa, that was a little aggressive on my part, but they're so freaking good.
That's part of our family Christmas breakfast, so I feel you on that.
Yeah, my mom makes like a similar, like a sausage pinwheel that, it's tough to say no to.
Yeah, my family Christmas breakfast is cinnamon rolls and the little mini waffle iron.
I love that.
That's good.
On theme.
Yeah, on theme with the gingerbread and the cinnamon cut out.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Do you know what you're making yet for your first potluck?
I don't.
Okay.
You know, I will get too
You're
crazy.
a bacon girl, I feel like. Yeah, you will get too crazy. You're too crazy on the regular.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, all right, let me like just
I know,
relax.
I gotta go downstairs and make that sign up sheet.
Yeah.
I do. I try to like back cleanup on the menu, like I'll look and see where the holes are, and there's never any holes. There's so many dishes, but
there's
like
20 something.
Right.
But I will try and take somewhere where it feels like we might be a little light. Usually there's not a lot of vegetables, and I'll bring something vegetable adjacent. But nobody really wants a salad.
Celery, Christmas celery.
I want a potato. That's the only vegetable I'm interested in.
Yeah, I also got to remember, like, I like to make cute stuff a lot of the time, and then that cute isn't always go with tasty. Like this thick icing, and I'm like, we're gonna be so full that nobody's gonna want to eat a reindeer cookie. So
I feel like one year, like I made
look good on their gram.
Yeah,
though, you know,
it does.
Look real cute. Yeah,
I feel like one year I made, because at times I get really into like decorating cakes and things like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like I did that one year.
A huge cake.
Yeah, and it was just like straight up no one ate it, which is.
Did you make
fine.
one of those log cakes?
I've made a roll cake before. I brought a hot chocolate bar one time, because I will say we've got some real good hot chocolate recipes in our family.
Really?
And
I had one at my college graduation.
I tend to err on the side of extremely rich in hot chocolate, like a lot of cream.
I love hot chocolate.
And it's delicious, but it is like a meal of its own. So people were like, I can't
party
drink
hot
this.
chocolate.
Yeah, with a spoon.
Yeah.
I know we said we were sticking with Christmas, but this one is just we were in the holiday vein. New Year's Eve, put yourself there mentally early.
Okay.
New Year's Eve, do you want to stay in or do you want to go out?
I want to stay in with friends.
Okay.
Like,
I love that.
Fair.
Or not like,
it's my favorite.
Yeah. Not necessarily, like, I want to do like house party like, just a few friends, for
nothing
cocktail.
crazy.
Yeah. Like, I'm not trying to hit a bar anymore.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to pay those.
Yeah.
Like pay $45 for a ticket
to see the ball drop.
Yeah, and then you get like a flute of champagne kind of thing.
And that's it.
Yeah, and they're fun. Like I've done that for sure. And I'm kind of past that at this point.
Yeah. My bestie was trying to make a quick trip to New York for this New Year's Eve. I said, Katie,
that's wild.
Katie, you're crazy.
Katie's our girl.
Yeah.
I was like, if you want to go, we can go next year. You got to plan.
Next
year. You're like adult diaper ready. Like, what is going on?
Literally.
I got a lot of questions for that.
Yeah. I'm not trying to do that. I will say though, I'm kind of a Grinch about New Year's Eve. Like I do feel like New Year's Eve is kind of like Halloween. It's like one of those nights that's like built up a lot, and I often personally often found that it's like kind of a letdown. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now that I've hit my stride, I do enjoy New Year's Eve a lot. But we're in our like third or fourth year of same group of people. We get dinner out, so you get your like
that's a good one. So you're out for a little bit if you want to put a fun outfit on.
And then we go back Then we go back to a friend's house, and it's our friends. They have like an unfinished basement inside where you can just act a fool and not worry about messing up their house,
right.
And then we have a fire, watch some of the New Year's like coverage that's on, because I love that crap, and it's great. It's perfect.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's like what you're saying. I'm getting the fun feel without spending $100 on
trying to catch an Uber home
at
2 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think I'm also been trained to stay in, because my mom has always been like, those crazy drunk drivers, which I am afraid of.
Yeah, very real fear.
So I'm just like, might as well just stay in.
Yeah.
Like,
stay cozy.
Yeah, stay cozy. All right, last dish or that. I guess it's Christmas season. So thinking about coffee, thinking about treats, peppermint flavor or gingerbread flavor.
I'm gonna say
speechless.
Yeah, I'm gonna say peppermint for drinks.
Switching it up.
Peppermint for drinks, gingerbread for like
cupcakes.
Yeah, for like dessert items.
Okay.
I love.
So you're picking this and you're picking that.
Yeah. I'm not.
This and.
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, I'm a both and.
Okay. You had an aside. You were getting hostile about downstairs. What was your deal? You said you were going to save it for the pod.
What? Oh,
yeah. It had to. I thought it had to do with gingerbread and peppermint, and you started going off.
Hold on. Now I got.
Was it about your experience the other day with Ashley? Somewhere y'all.
Whoa.
No. Nothing bad about Ashley. I thought I don't want to call out the business. I thought
I can't remember now.
Oh,
it was
man.
something.
I got hyped up.
I was saved that.
Yeah, you were.
I was like, I'll save that for the pod.
And you were like, I'm not going to tell you. Oh, darn it. All right. You're going to remember right after we stop recording, I bet.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I'll think about it. But my choice is definitely gingerbread. I love a gingerbread. Oh, you got to remember it. Now that I said it. I bought this gingerbread cookie flavored granola from
yum.
Target. State Fair, you know the brand? State plus State and Fair or whatever it is.
Safe and Fair. Yeah,
Safe
yeah.
and
Yes,
Fair.
yes.
There we go.
Okay.
State Fair.
Now State Fair. You're making granola now.
Same thing. Get it from the State Fair. Yeah, Safe and Fair.
It's not good?
No.
Because I've had some of their granolas before that really hit. And that one wasn't it?
No, I did. I think I had like an apple crisp. And I was like, it really tasted like apple crisp.
Yeah.
So I was hyped. I was like, I'm going to get this gingerbread. And it's gonna be so good. And it was more of like ginger / clove / it was more of the spice.
Too much spice.
Okay. Like a fall thing.
Little
bit.
Well, ginger, I mean, granola is like $12 a bag.
And that's why I was like,
if you don't like it,
I was like, done. Like, I did get 2 packs of granola though. I got that one and then I got the Target brand sugar cookie and the sugar cookie.
Oh, that one's good.
Well, I trust anything. It's called sugar cookie.
Go get the sugar cookie because that's really good.
Yeah.
But, also, I had the Starbucks gingerbread
latte thing. Okay.
Not
whack.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Good to know. So I was about to say, if I could have like,
we're not going to give you sponsors if you keep carrying
well,
on this brand.
It's okay. Starbucks is fine. But yeah, I really like gingerbread, and it just wasn't there.
Okay.
Dion also feels the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have a gingerbread competition.
Yeah, on Friday.
For the marketing pod, gingerbread house competition.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
We
I
buying
gotta
some
start doing
kits,
some
or do you have to
research.
like make it from
I
scratch?
don't know. Ashley has everything. for
Yeah.
it.
Well,
Okay.
she said bring
Oh, I missed that.
like decorations for it.
Okay, good.
So
Glad.
you're about to be out of the line. You're
I was
about to lose
definitely take
instantly.
the L.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was about. You just helped me.
Are you? Do we get to like? Are we keeping these edible or for the display? Like, do you get to use hot glue, or do you just? Are you using just frosting?
I think just frosting. I don't
Okay,
think we can be
okay.
using.
I'll
glue.
bring my hot glue gun.
Just in
I'll
case.
get
hazard.
crazy.
You gotta
Depends
tell
on,
everybody in
how
your family that you use hot glue. You don't want anybody eating that.
Don't
Yeah.
eat this, please. I'm
Depends
sure
on how
Ellie and
structurally
Harper will
sound
try
you
to.
Nobody wants to be eating a gingerbread
No.
house anyway. Those things are
No.
like really, they're old
like-
from the jump. Yeah.
That's how they feel.
Yeah.
But Target's maybe Target could be our Target
Target and Lowe's, that's
Target
Target.
and Lowe's. Target has like a whole bunch of options for gingerbread houses this year. They have like a gingerbread city, and they have like a gingerbread like shopping mall or something like that. This is great. A camper.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
Man.
I saw a
might need to
bunch.
hit
I
that
didn't look at it. Now I wish I would have. Now that I
There's
know
a
I was
bunch.
told
Yeah.
to bring
and there's
decorations.
a coupon on the app. There you go.
You're set.
There you go. I know my Target
This is
stuff.
circle with Cam.
This is Cam Circle. There we go.
I saw a bunch of Costco, but I didn't go look at them.
Oh
Yeah.
Maybe we need to scope this out.
Oh, all right. Good to know.
Great.
You got gingerbread on your shirt. You're just on
Come on.
Just
brand
ready.
today.
Ready.
Ready to go.
I'm a gingerbread.
I know. I've yet to make a cookie yet this year.
That's okay.
And so
We got time.
we
I
got
haven't made a
time.
Christmas cookie either.
But a gingerbread man is one that I love it. I love a Christmas
Very
gingerbread
cute.
man.
All right. We'll
Yeah.
whip them up for that potluck for us.
Maybe that'll be my dish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, we hope y'all just continue to have the best holiday season. We'll be back next week, and then we are going to take a 2-week hiatus for the holidays because we know that you have better things to do with your holiday season than listen to On the Move. But we'll be back after that in the new year. But yeah, so tune in next week. And Molly, thank you so much for
Thanks
joining
for having
us.
me.
Molly.
Yeah, we'll have you back again, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Thanks, y'all. Have a great week.